we're doing a replacement class for our class this evening because of the football. So I thought we'd work on the step through from our downward dog to our lunge, seeing if we can work on really getting that down either a little bit more elegantly, or whether we can get it through that a little bit more. So if you find that you need to bring it through to a point and then give it a little bit of an oik to move it right up to the front of the mat, we're seeing if we can make that a little bit more fluid, and we're going to use the blocks at a certain point to help us with that. If you don't have blocks at home, something sturdy that will just lift the floor up slightly. You are going to put your weight on it whilst in your downward dog, so a couple of books stacked would not be okay because you don't want the movement between it, but a big solid book, if you've got equal ones, would be great, or a couple of boxes, anything that's sturdy and solid. Everything can still be done without the blocks. It just lifts us a little bit, gives us a bit more room then to bring the foot through, but you can still do exactly the same with fingertips, so you're raising the hands a little bit, or your palms on the mat. Okay, so we'll just take a second to let go of our day and then we'll begin. So closing into the eyes and sitting in a position that's comfortable for you. And then just take a moment to allow the day and the week before you to drift away. And if you find that any thoughts do arise, just draw yourself back to your practice. So we're going to inhale, lift tall through the spine, really finding length. And then as you exhale, let go of the day and the week before you. Shoulders move away from the ears. Inhale again, lift through the spine. And as you exhale, we relax and release into the hips. So just take a moment to notice how the body is feeling. Any areas that you feel hold particular tension. Or any imbalances that you feel from one side of the body to the other. And when you finish today's practice, just take a moment to check in and see how these areas feel. Hopefully the balance is feeling a little bit more restored within the body. And then whenever you're ready, softly open into the eyes. Draw the chin down then to the chest. All the way through center and up to the ceiling, or the sky. I'm outside. And then come back to center. So again, chin down to the chest. This time we hold the stretch. Deep breath in and out. Coming back to center. All the way to the ceiling or the sky if you've taken it outside. Deep breath in and out. Coming them back to center. So last one here, chin down to the chest. Draw your awareness to the space between the shoulder blades and just notice as you tuck the chin in how that stretch increases. Coming back to center. And all the way to the ceiling. Shoulders away from the ears, lift through the chin, for the openness then through the front of the throat. Coming back to center. Take the left ear then to the left shoulder. The right fingertips are going to come down by the side. We're going to walk the fingertips a little bit further away to increase the stretch. Place the hand wherever is comfortable, rolling the head forwards. We're going to bring the right ear to the right shoulder and the left fingertips are going to come down. So again, walk those fingers a little bit further away to increase the stretch. Replace the hand, roll the head forwards, looking up and over that left shoulder. Rolling the head forwards, looking up and over the right. And then coming back down through center, looking up and over the left. We're going to draw the chin down to the shoulder, hold the stretch there. Whenever you're ready, continue that roll. Looking up and over the right shoulder. Draw the chin down to the shoulder, hold the stretch there. And then rolling back down to center and lifting up to neutral Shoulders are going to draw up towards the ears. And then we're going to bring the shoulders down the back. So really move the shoulders away from the ears. Draw the shoulders up towards the ears, creating tension. Draw the shoulder blades right down the back. One more here, drawing them all the way up. And then all the way back down. And then shoulder rolls backwards. And forwards. We're going to bring the hands down, inhale, lift tall. We're going to bring them out and draw the shoulder blades down the back. So push the elbows backwards, really squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, squeeze the shoulders together, really pull those elbows back. Inhale, reach tall. And exhale, draw them down and squeeze those elbows backwards. Coming all the way back up. We're going to bring our right hand down by the side, left arm alongside the ear. So we're going to draw the right ribs out from underneath, breathe, grow and expand into the left side. When you're ready, we can walk that hand a little bit further away to increase the stretch. Lifting all the way up and over, we're going to wimble the arms so the left hand comes down, right arm alongside the ear this time. So the left ribs this time draw out from underneath, and we breathe, grow and expand into the right side. Walking that left hand a little bit further away to then increase the stretch. Coming all the way back up, releasing the right hand down. The left arm's then going to come across the body, the right arm's going to draw it in. So you want your elbow nice and straight, drawing in here. Now you're going to drop that left shoulder away, so don't let it come up. Draw it right down away from the ear, and then you're using the right arm to draw that arm in, and then we're going to look over that left shoulder. So again, don't let it creep up, keep drawing it away. From here, we're going to take the gaze back to center. We're going to take a twist towards this right side. So we're twisting round, looking then towards that right side. Keep drawing that left shoulder away. Coming then back to center, we're going to bring the left hand in between the shoulder blades. Now our right hand's going to be used to draw that elbow backwards. Keep looking forwards here, try not to hunch and look down. And then we're going to exhale and side bend over towards that right side. Inhale, lift to center. Exhale, take it over. Inhale, lift to center. Exhale, taking it over. And then inhale, coming back up, releasing out. We're going to bring the right arm across, the same here, nice and straight for the elbow. Left arm's going to draw it in. So again, we're drawing that shoulder away from the ear, taking the gaze over then the right shoulder. Turn the gaze back to center. We're twisting center. We're twisting to the left. So taking it to that left side, little twist, keep drawing the shoulder away. Coming then back to center. We're going to bring then the right hand between the shoulders. The left arm's going to draw it backwards. And then again, when you're ready, side stretch to the left. Lifting all the way up. Side stretch to the left. Lifting up. Side stretch over to the left. Lifting then all the way up. Bringing the hands in front of you and interlace the fingers, and then roll the fingers forwards. And then we're going to roll them back. Rolling forwards and back. And then we're going to push the prayer together. So energy then through those arms. And from there we release. Push together. And release. Push roll the palms around one another. And then roll them back the other way. And again, push the palms together. And release from there. We're going to spread and separate into the fingers. And then ball fists with the hands. Spread and separate into the fingers. Ball fists with the hands. Spread and separate. Ball in fists with the hands. And then roll in then the hands or the wrists around one way. And then around the other way. And then release from there. Bringing then the soles of the feet together. So little wiggles into the knees, warming up through the hip flexors. And then we're going to push the elbows into the creases of the knees. The hands are going to take hold of the ankles. So lift nice and tall through the chest. Folding forwards then from the hips. From here, we're going to bring the hands, interlace them, pushing then the palms forwards. Keep pushing the knees out to the side and little pulses forwards. And then hold that push forwards. Keep pushing the knees out to the side. And then from there, we're going to lift on up, bringing the knees up. We're going to stretch the legs out in front. I'm going to turn to the side so that I'm on my mat. So you're bringing the legs out in front. And then we're going to point through the toes. Lift then the toes, the balls, the heels, push the heels away. Point through the toes. Lift the toes, the balls, the heels, push the heels away. And again, rolling through. Lift the toes, the balls, the heels, push the heels away. And then we're going to circle the feet one way. And then circle the feet the other way. And then we're going to point the feet. And flex. Point. And flex. Point. And flex. Now keep the left foot flexed and point the right. We're going to circle outwards. So the left foot's going to end up flexed and the right pointed. So exactly back to where they are. Full circle one way. And again. And again. And again. Two more. And then we're going to change. So we're flexing the right and pointing the left. Full circle. Two more. And then release. And then windmill the feet from side to side. We're going to inhale, lift nice and tall, and then come to a fold. So we're coming either to the toes, the shins, or the mat either side, wherever works for you here. Keep pushing the heels away and releasing the body down. Deep breath. From here we're going to lift on up slightly and take a bend through the knees. Looping in the arms underneath, we're going to really draw the chest towards the thighs, send your tailbone backwards, and release then down. So keep a flex through the feet here. And we're really thinking about getting the chest towards the thighs. And then when you're ready, we're going to think about extending those feet, taking the hands out, but trying to keep the back nice and flat and the chest towards the thighs. You can hold off wherever works for you. And releasing down. Two more big breaths here. And then from there we're going to come on up, giving the legs a little wiggle. Got to come around to our all fours position. So we're going to warm up through the spine and through the wrists here, and then begin to get into our legs. So we're going to drop the head, drop the tailbone, come into our cat stretch. So chin to the chest, round the back. From there, belly drops to the mat, lift the head, lift the tailbone, and look up. And rolling through, drop the head, drop the tailbone, push up. Belly to the mat, lift the head, lift the tailbone, look up. And last one here, drop the head, drop the tailbone, pushing up. Belly to the mat, lift the head, lift the tailbone, and look up. And then come back to a neutral position. So we're going to keep the hands, fingers nice and wide spread underneath the shoulders, and we're going to rock the weight forwards. And then come back to neutral. Rock the weight forward slightly. Come back to neutral. Rock the weight forwards. Coming then back to neutral. We're going to take the hands so the fingertips come out to the side of the mat. Now rock the weight over the left hand. Back to neutral, rock the weight over the right. Neutral, rock it over the left. And then over the right. Rock it over the left. And then over the right. Coming then back to a neutral position. We're going to bring the fingertips then back towards the knees. So if the hands don't move all the way around so that the fingertips come towards the knees, just take them at that slight angle. Now we're going to push the weight backwards. So if your fingertips are all the way back towards your knees nice and straight, you're going to push the weight straight back and release. If they're out at a slight angle, we're going to push the weight to each angle then. So we'll do equal amounts that you could end up doing each side the same amount of times. But again, if you can get them right back towards then the knees, then brilliant. We're going to rock that weight slightly backwards. It's only going to be a little movement. And then release. So take it slowly backwards and to that opposite side if you've got the fingertips out at a slight angle. Slowly forwards. Release it back. And forward. Take it back. Forward. Two more, taking it back. Forward. And taking it back. And forward. From there, untwist your hand. Now we're going to bring the front of the palm, front of the hand, onto your mat. Now you'll have a slight bend in your elbow when you're here. If you can push into the opposite hand and straighten that elbow as much as you can, feel the stretch through the hand. It doesn't have to be exactly straight, it's just where you feel that stretch. And then from here, we're going to take the hand out. Exactly the same on the other side. So bringing the front of the hand down, taking that bend and pushing into the opposite palm to see if you can then straighten it that little bit more. Back however is comfortable, give the hands a little bit of a roll around. And release. So we're going to begin to come up to our downward dog now. So initially we're going to come up to our downward dog, pedal the legs out, so just warm up through the backs of the legs. And then we're going to lift and lower the legs. And then we will release down before doing the next part. Now when we lift and lower through the legs, don't worry about tucking the toes back under when you release. Keep the toes tucked so you've got that nice elongated leg come back down, rather than faffing around with toe tucking each time that we do it. So we'll do 3 lifts on each side, but we'll begin with that nice pedal out. So from our all fours position, we're going to bring the hands one space forwards of the shoulders, giving you a little bit of space to create that nice flat back that we're after. Toes are going to tuck, knees are going to lift, and the hips come up, and then they come all the way backwards. So we're aiming those heels towards the mat, but it doesn't matter whether they reach, they're just aiming there. Now think about drawing backwards from your wrists, pushing through the pads of the fingers and the base of the hands. Shoulders roll back and down, and then we're going to push the biceps away from one another. So we're supported then in the shoulder girdle. Tailbone again is lifted high. Think about drawing the kneecaps up and pushing the thighs to the backs of the room or the garden if you're outside.
And then we're just going to bend alternate knees, pushing the opposite heel down. So do this at your own rate. So a nice pedal out. Really lengthening the back of the straight leg. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to come up onto the tips of the toes and then push the heels down towards the mat. Keep drawing backwards from those wrists. So release down here if you need to. Take a moment. We're going to go into our leg lift. So our left leg's going to begin. We're going to lift all the way up into the air, three-legged dog position. Now drop the leg back down so that the front of the toes just tap through the mat. And again lift. Drop it back down so the front of the toes tap. And lift. One more here. Dropping it down, toes tap. Lift it all the way back up. We're then going to bring this leg back in and replace the toes and push the heel down. So a little bend through the knees just to realign through our downward dog. And then we're going to come to the tips of the toes, push both heels down for our right side. So the right leg lifts all the way up. And then the toes touch down. Lifting all the way up. And the toes tap down. All the way up. And the toes tap down. All the way up. Bringing the toes back down. Now we're going to tuck the toes back into our downward dog position. Push the heel down towards the mat. Little bend through the knees. Walking it out. And from here the knees are going to come down.
And we're going to rest in our child's pose. So take the hips backwards, bring the hands forwards, and the forehead rests down to the mat. So really think about tucking your tailbone under here. You can take the knees a little bit wider and bring the chest in between if that's more comfortable.
This is restorative, so just rest here.
And then whenever you are ready, no rush, we're going to come back up. So just sit comfortably as I then explain this next bit. So we're going to come up into our downward dog and bring the knee to the nose. And then we are going to bring it across the body. So we're bringing knee to nose, knee to opposite elbow, and then knee to the same elbow. We'll do that on both sides twice. So we'll run it through. You need to drop the knees down at any point in between. Just drop them down, rest in child's pose, and then pop back up to the downward dog position. I'll tell you what, we will do this in our all fours position first, just to continue that warm up and get that nice round through the back before we go up into our downward dog. So we'll all come back to our all fours position. Now we're going to bring the knee towards the nose. What I want you to do is to keep the front of the foot flat on your mat. So we're rolling forwards here. Knee comes towards the nose. So notice the curve through the back. Now that's what you want to aim for when we're in our downward dog. So we're going to draw it together. We're going to take the left leg back, tuck the toes under, and push a stretch through the calf. We're going to roll it back forwards, come back onto the front of the foot, and again, knee to nose. Taking it all the way back, tuck the toes under, push stretch through the calf. This time, optional, lift that opposite knee so you can get a deeper push through that leg. Release the knee back down. One more time here, draw the knee all the way forward. So it's that round through the back of the knee. Taking the leg all the way back, tucking the toe, push a stretch through the calf. And again, option to lift that opposite knee. Keep the gaze between the palms of the hands. Drop the knee back down. And the other one joins it. Exactly the same on that right side, and then we're going to go up to our downward dog. So the right knee comes in, front of the foot remains on the mat. Squeeze the head and knee together. Taking it then all the way back, tucking the toe, push a stretch through the calf. First time we keep the knee down. Come onto the front of the foot, knee comes forward, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Taking it all the way back, tucking the toe, stretch through the calf. Option, lift that opposite knee. The gaze low. Dropping the knee back down. Bringing that foot forwards, last one. Squeeze together. Taking it all the way back, tucking the toe, push a stretch through the calf. Option, lift that opposite knee. Release the knee back down. The other one follows. Little rest in child's pose.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, on, up. So, downward dog, knee to nose, knee across the body to the opposite elbow, and then knee to the outside edge of the same elbow. We'll do 2 on one side, swap the feet over, do 2 on the other side, and then we'll rest. So hands come down. Bring those hands one space forwards of the shoulders, fingers nice and wide spread, toes tuck, knees lift, hips come up and all the way backwards.
So again, think about drawing back through from the wrists, shoulders roll back and down, push the biceps away from one another, fully engage then in the upper body. Tailbone lifts, heels lower, draw the kneecaps up, push then the thighs to the back of the room. When you're ready then, we're going to lift the left leg into the air, 3-legged dog. Now, slightly bend the elbows, bring the weight forwards, knee to the nose. Now think about that round you had when we had the knees down. Push the floor away, lifting all the way up. Back to 3-legged dog. We're going to cross the body. So we're bringing our left knee to our right elbow. Doesn't have to touch, it's just aiming there. Take it all the way back up. 3-legged dog. Bring the knee to the outer edge of the same elbow. Take it back up. We run through again, knee to nose. Push that floor away. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Notice how we're beginning to come onto the front of the toes of our back foot. All the way back up. Cross the body, knee to the opposite elbow. All the way back up. Knee to the same elbow. Just on that outer edge. All the way back up. We're going to replace the foot back down onto the mat. Little pedal out in our downward dog. Drop out to the knees if you need to. Take a breather and pop back up. Right leg lifts, 3-legged dog. The knee comes forwards, knee to nose. Really round that back. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. All the way back up. Knee to the opposite elbow. Take it up. Knee to the same elbow. All the way back up. And from the beginning, knee to nose. Take it up. Knee across the body. Taking it up. Knee to the outer edge of the same elbow. Taking it up. Replace the foot back down. Realign and the knees drop to the mat.
And we rest in child's pose.
Fingertips forwards, tailbone tucks under, breathe in here.
Coming then back up when you are ready. So sit however's comfortable. The next bit we are going to involve our blocks if you would like to. Everything can be done exactly the same as you were on the palms of your hands. The blocks just allow us a little bit more space when we come to that step through. So for our downward dog, we're doing exactly the same as we did just now. Knee to nose, cross the body, same elbow, twice on each side. But lifted if you can on blocks or anything you've got that's really sturdy. Please make sure that it is sturdy and that you're not going to slide anywhere on it. Again, everything can be done without the blocks. But if you've got something that is really, really sturdy, and when you have got hold of these blocks, make sure they're not sort of wobbling over by really pushing into the heels of the hands and wrapping the fingers around the blocks rather than sort of here. If you see, we've got movement through the wrists. So exactly the same, either on your blocks or with the palms flat on your mat. Toes are going to tuck. We're going to come up and back to downward dog. So just see how you feel in the downward dog on your blocks if you're using them, because it is a little bit different in feeling. So draw back then from the blocks or your wrists.
Now left leg's going to lift, and we're going to do exactly the same sequence. So we're going to bring knee forward towards the nose, round the back, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Take it all the way up. We're going to cross the body, knee to the opposite elbow. Take it all the way up. Knee to the same elbow. All the way up. Back to that beginning, knee to the nose. All the way up. Knee to the opposite elbow. All the way up. Knee to the outer edge of the same elbow. Back up. And then we're going to replace the foot on the mat. Little pedal out. Again, to realign in our downward dog. Drop the knees and reset if you need to. We're going right side, leg lifts. Draw back from the wrists or the blocks. Knee to nose. So again, notice we're on the tiptoes of that back foot, giving us space. All the way up. Cross the body. All the way up. Knee to the same elbow. All the way up. Return to the beginning, knee to nose. All the way up. Knee to the opposite elbow. All the way up. Knee to the outer edge of the same elbow. All the way back up. Drop that foot back down. Knees are going to lower. Sink back to child's pose. You can leave the hands on the block if you want to, or take them off. So releasing down, tailbone tucks, fingertips stretch forwards. And then whenever you're ready, coming on up. So the bit that we've been working towards, that step through, we are going to do 3 times on one side. So we'll step through, kick back up to our downward dog 3 times. From there, we are going to lift on up, come into our warrior 3 with our prayer at our heart. And then float ourselves back to a lunge, taking a little bit of a back bend. We've done a lot of rounding through here. And then we will lower down and rest before we do the other side. Before we do this one, I want you to have a quick look, so I'll show you that one step through. So we will again have the hands on the blocks if you want to, or without if you don't have them or would rather not use them, it's totally fine. So we'll come up to our downward dog. And we will, as we have done, draw back from the blocks of the wrists. Roll our shoulders back and down, engage through that upper body. Tailbone lifts and we lower the heels down. We will lift one leg up into the air, into our 3-legged dog. Now think about that knee to nose. As we come forwards, we squeeze the foot in. From here, especially if you've got the blocks, we can place the foot down, take a little look up, and then we'll step all the way back to our downward dog. We'll do 3 of these. We'll come into our warrior 3. So a little balance, float back to our lunge, little back bend, rest down for the other side. Okay, when you're ready. Hands on the blocks or underneath those shoulders, but take them a little bit further forwards to give you that little bit of space. Toes tuck, knees then lift up and back to downward dog. So follow those cues, draw back from the wrists. Tell yourself, roll those shoulders back and down. Push the biceps away from one another. Lift the tailbone high. Push the heels towards the mat. It doesn't matter whether they meet. Left leg's going to come up into the air, 3-legged dog position. Now we're going to bring knee to nose as we were practicing, round through the back. Knee comes to the nose. You can hold it and then gently place the foot down, looking up, raising through the chest. Stepping all the way back, that leg lifts all the way up into the air. 2 more here. We bring knee to nose. Draw it forwards, forwards, forwards. Creating space to gently pop the foot down, looking all the way up. Last one on this side, and we're going to come up to our warrior. Take it all the way back. Bring knee to nose. So feel that round through the back as you come forwards. We can hold that, squeeze it in. Gently place the foot down. From here, we're going to leave the blocks and come on up. Prayer comes to our heart center. And we're going to take the weight into this front leg.
Lift the back foot up and then fold over into our warrior. You can take the arms back for balance. Now we're going to bend that front knee to allow us to float back to a lunge. Lift the heart. Arms come all the way up. And then exhale, sink the hips down, little back bend. And from there, prayer comes back down. We bring the hands to our blocks. We're going to step back to our downward dog. So all the way up and back. Again, drawing back from those wrists. Shoulders roll back and down. Biceps away from one another. Push the heels towards the mat. Right leg lifts. So exactly the same here. Bend through those elbows, knee to the nose. Bring it in, in. Lower the foot down. Lift up. Stepping all the way back. Leg lifts. Bring knee to nose, rounding through. Lower the foot down. Gazing up. One more here, all the way back. Draw it in, knee to nose, round, round, round. Gently place the foot, looking all the way up. And again, we can come up to our lunge, prayer to our heart center. We're going to take the weight to this front leg. When you're ready, lifting up, ooh, and forwards. Warrior 3 here. Again, option is to take the arms back. We're going to float back to our lunge. Heart lifts. Palms lift. Hips sink and we come into that little back bend. Bring your prayer back to your heart center. As we release the hands back down to the block, we're going to step the front foot back. Drop the knees down. Come onto the fronts of the feet. Remove our blocks. Take the knees wide and rest in our child's pose. Forehead to the mat. Fingertips forwards, tailbone tucks. Breathe in here. Whenever you're ready, you're going to come on up. Bring the knees together. Come to a low kneeling position. Take the fingertips behind. Push into the pads of the fingers. Lift and open the heart towards the ceiling. Coming all the way up. Bring the palms together. Little roll round. And then roll back the other way. And then release. So feel free to rest yourself in Shavasana, laid on the back with the arms and legs to the side. Perhaps take the knees into the chest and a little roll around. And have a restful and relaxing evening or day. I don't know when you'll do this.